Morning, interwebs. It is 10:22 and I'm up and I'm dressed and I have my cup of coffee. It's all warm and delicious. I also have my mug of Fruit Loops. I don't like milk on these kinds of cereal. I like milk on like hard cereal, like warm cereal, like grape nuts. I like to put water on them and put them in the microwave and make them soft and hot, and then I add milk to that. But when it comes to like cereal out of the box, I prefer it cold. So I'm just having that. Everybody else I think had checks this morning. I don't know. Steve is outside burning the burn piles today. So, because the air is fairly still and it needs to get done because our yard looks like a mess because of it, and you know, it just keeps getting bigger, which at some point means that it's like too big to burn. So he's burning 2 piles right now. And I am trying to decide what I'm going to do. I didn't film a video yesterday. Move, Jezebel, so I can move this. I was just head down working on projects yesterday. I worked on my cross stitching and I did the entirety of the eye, which turned out really cool. Which actually was like twice as much as I needed to do, I guess, with my plan to get this done by the 15th, but that's what I did. And I worked on my nephew's Afghan a bunch. I put in almost a whole color repeat, which is a lot of stitches. And then I also worked a bit on my cogitation through a section that was a little bit, I don't know, it took a lot of effort, but I got it done, so that's good. And I'm still working on those things. I'm going to go work on my nephew's Afghan, actually, because I'm making good progress. I'm going to chug along doing that. I've been watching my daily vloggers on the Appalachian Trail. The person I was binge watching yesterday is like 90 days in, and I think I'm on day 60 of their videos. So there's a number of people that are doing it, so I've been getting a variety of content. And who knows, I might watch some of the other trails too. A couple of people, I'm actually watching them hike the Pacific Crest Trail also on the West Coast. So I guess one, I'm watching do that right now. I watched them do the Appalachian Trail, and now I'm watching them do their Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT. And then there's one person I'm watching who's doing the CDT, which is the Continental Divide Trail, which runs up the middle to finish out their Triple Crown, is what they call it. Yeah, because I know the terminology. I'm not going to do the thing, but I know the terminology. And so it's just been interesting to watch, and I don't understand why I'm so into watching people hike right now, considering I am perfectly content not to leave my bubble, like, hardly ever. And I prefer the inside. Though, I don't like outside, right? Except if I'm camping. I actually really enjoy camping. So, yeah. Now, I have no delusions, and I don't think that I'm physically capable of hiking the way that they are. I just don't think that would work for my body right now. But it's still enjoyable to watch for some reason. I don't know. I think it's because the people are very honest, because you can't be too dishonest about what your experience is when you're kind of going through the adrenaline and emotional lows of a walk that is over 2,000 miles. It's a long way with heavy things on your back. So maybe it's some great life metaphor or something. I'm sure it probably is for some of those people, and you know. Anyways, I'm going to go and gather my mugs and my Afghan and go sit down with that and see if maybe I can get through, like, let's see, I'm on color number 5, 1, 2, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 rounds of color today. That would be ideal in getting me toward the end. So okay, gonna go do that. Everybody's outside tending the fire right now. It should be burned down, I think, to where it just needs to be watched smolder when Steve goes to bed. And actually, it might be beyond that. It might be almost out. I don't know. You never can tell with a burn pile, because, I mean, we try and be careful what we put in it. Oh, so when we moved here, see, I was going to leave, and now I'm still talking. So when we first moved here, my grandma had a burn pile that was north of our house, like, kind of where we park our cars, but a little further in the waterway. And it had been there for years, and people have been like adding brush and stuff to it when they'd come to visit and help her clean up. So we just assumed it was all brush because we had added a bunch of brush to it. So we start burning it. only to find out there were tires on the inside of it. Somebody put tires in it many, many moons ago. Those things burn for days. Which I really don't recommend burning them either. Like, the smoke they create is not pleasant. Like when you burn just like wood and things that are wooden, it's not bad. But yeah, that was unpleasant. But we got to take care of. Obviously. That was many, many years ago at this point. Like 9 years ago? Yeah. So, anyways, off to crochet. Well, it is 4:02 in the morning and I am headed to bed, and she was so happily sleeping over here, not over here, but now I'm going to pet her so she will stay out of the way of the camera. Anyways, I spent most of my time today working on my nephew's Afghan. I finished up the 5th color, and then I worked through colors 1, 2, 3, and halfway around on color 4. So I am definitely making progress. I think I'm like well over 86% done as far as rows, but this last bit is a little strenuous because there's like a meshy section. And I didn't realize, because I didn't look ahead in the pattern, that it's all done with treble crochets, which for some reason are making my shoulder, like, hurt. And yeah, I think it's just the way that I have to move my hand to do all the extra looping that's required in a treble crochet. A US treble, not a UK. So yeah, it just... Anyways, my shoulder's a little eh. I sewed a couple bags tonight. I don't know, did normal stuff. It was a pretty low-key day. I took a little nap this afternoon, completely unintentionally. It was one of those, like, dead to the world, oops, didn't mean to fall asleep naps. But I did test my nephew's Afghan, and it works. Works quite well. Especially when you're still holding the hook and the stitch you were working on, and then you just pull it up, and you wake up, and your hook is just sitting there in your little hand. Because that's what happened to me. Anyways, I'm going to go to bed now. And I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.